The first sign was the cold. It was a bone-deep chill that had nothing to do with the drafty windows of the old Victorian house they had just inherited. It was an unnatural cold that clung to you, a cold you could feel even under layers of blankets. Sarah, a freelance illustrator, tried to ignore it, telling herself it was just the shoddy insulation of the old place. Her husband, Tom, a pragmatic engineer, simply installed a space heater in their bedroom. But the cold remained. The second sign was the sounds. Not the usual creaks and groans of an old house settling, but deliberate noises. Footsteps on the second floor when they were both downstairs. The faint sound of a child's laughter echoing from the empty nursery. At first, they dismissed it as their imaginations playing tricks on them. "It's just the old pipes," Tom would say. But one night, they were startled awake by a loud, insistent knocking on their bedroom door. Tom grabbed a baseball bat and cautiously opened the door to an empty hallway. The knocking, however, continued. It was coming from inside their closet. The third sign was the figure. Sarah had been up late, sketching a new piece, when she saw a reflection in the dark window of her studio. It was a gaunt, shadowy figure of a woman with long, black hair obscuring her face, standing right behind her. Sarah's blood ran cold. She spun around, but there was nothing there. Tom, a staunch skeptic, insisted it was just a trick of the light. But the next day, while he was in the attic, he found a small, leather-bound diary tucked away in a dusty chest. The entries were a woman's frantic scribbles, detailing a descent into madness after losing her child to a terrible fever. The last entry simply said, "She won't let me go. She wants her playmate back." That night, the paranormal activity intensified. Objects flew across the room. The furniture rearranged itself, and a sinister, guttural whisper slithered through the air, chanting, "Come play with me." The words seemed to emanate from the nursery, which was now filled with a cacophony of distorted child's toys. A rocking horse rocking violently on its own, a jack-in-the-box repeatedly springing open and shut, and a child's music box playing a warped lullaby. The cold was now unbearable, a freezing, crushing weight on their chests. A thick, dark mist began to swirl in the room, coalescing into the form of a small, pale child with vacant eyes, clutching a disfigured doll. Tom, terrified but resolved, grabbed the diary from the chest and began to read from it, hoping to appease the spirit. But the childlike figure only grew more agitated, its vacant eyes turning into pits of black fire. The whispers grew louder, more frantic. "You took her from me. Give her back." Suddenly, a woman's terrifying shriek echoed through the house, followed by a ghostly figure materializing beside the child. It was the woman from Sarah's studio window, her face contorted in a mask of pure agony and rage. The spirit of the mother was trapped, haunted by her own child's vengeful ghost. The two spirits, a mother's grief and a child's twisted rage, were locked in an eternal struggle, and Tom and Sarah had become their unwilling audience. They were not just haunting the house, but each other. And now, they wanted to play a new game, one with living participants. Tom and Sarah fled the house that night, never to return. But the cold, the whispers, and the feeling of being watched never truly left them. They had witnessed a terrifying family feud, a tragedy of souls that refused to find peace. And they knew, with a chilling certainty, that some games, once started, can never truly end.